Last night, Teresa and I went to the Thunder's last regular season game, and they sat all of their starters, every single one of them. We had great seats thanks to a friend who passed his along. We had unbelievable fans, which is what everybody expects when they go to an Oklahoma City game. Then, aside from Lou Dort and just a couple of other players, I didn't know any of the players who were on the court. Frankly, I kept waiting for them to throw up a flag and see if anybody from the crowd could come out. I had my shorts on, and I've got the legs for a good Thunder game, so I was kind of expecting to be called on. Thankfully, they never did. But regardless of all of that, the Thunder lost bad, 135 to 103. It was never really a game, and you know what? It didn't even matter. Because the Thunder weren't playing for last night. The Thunder were playing for what's next. The Thunder are playing for the playoffs. The Thunder are getting ready for another championship run. The Thunder are getting ready to show what it means when somebody's well-rested, well-prepared, and ready for the challenge. The Thunder are really playing the long game, and it's not just about a single game. But if you take this idea and put it back into our world, there's really something that we don't do very well, and that is find ways to rest in order to get ready for the next big step. In a lot of cases, we tend to take great pride in the idea that we are working through pain, that we're working through tiredness, that we're working through exhaustion, that we're working through all of those things that are not really preparing us to be able to take the next step, to be able to get over the hump, to be able to make that championship run. Sometimes what we need to do is exactly what the Thunder just taught us, and that is take a little bit of time, make sure that you're well prepared, and make sure that you're ready for that next step, sometimes through rest. I don't know about you, but a lot of times when that's happening, I still feel guilty, and it's really hard to just stop and find a time when you can take that deep breath and get ready for the next phase of life. And honestly, there are times where I've thought that just being exhausted and showing how much I had to do was saying that I was doing it right and that I was doing really well. And that probably wasn't the case. But from the grandpa chair, I think there's something that we can learn from the Thunder. It's amazing when you start to realize that the best team in the NBA, the best players in the world, the people who we think of as being the most prepared, the best ready to take the next challenge, are told to sit down, to take a rest, to regroup, and to find a way to make sure that they are ready physically and emotionally when the time comes. That's not something we do very well. But the Thunder can really give us a great lesson in saying sometimes you just have to take a moment and rest and regroup and be ready. And so now what we know is that the Thunder are going to be ready when it matters the most, which is the NBA playoffs. One big lesson that I think we can learn from the Thunder is this. You don't have to play every game in order to win the season. We like the idea of trying to win every single game. But sometimes the game isn't worth playing. Sometimes the game doesn't mean that much. When there's something bigger on the line, when there's something more important on the line, and when there is something that is just going to drive you crazy if you get caught up in the day-to-day of trying to compete. The Thunder have done an incredible job of playing every game seriously. The players have done a fantastic job of being prepared for all of those games. But when it came time, when there came a decision to say, let's take a step back, the Thunder chose to put their players on the injury list, and regardless of what those injuries looked like, they took a break. They're making themselves ready. And that's something that we can learn better from the Thunder and from other teams, is that we don't have to play the game, but we do need to be ready for the next step. Hopefully that's a lesson that we can take. Hopefully that's a lesson that we can learn well. And hopefully, as a Thunder fan, we're going to be able to see them perform at the highest level possible as they head into the playoffs this next week. And so, for a game last night that they got clobbered in, that really didn't matter, it's a lesson for us to be able to know how we can move forward as we cheer them on through the next phase of the season. So, from the grandpa chair, Thunder up, and I hope that we can watch the players perform at the highest level possible as they go for the next NBA championship.